Hello everyone, Carlos Flores back on basics. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. If you have a topic, if you have a suggestion, if you have questions, if you want me to give you my take on anything, any topic, put it in the comment section and I'll be happy to do so. If you want to connect with me on social media outlets, on Facebook, you can search for me, Carlos Flores Jr. Remember, Flores is Flores. Carlos Flores Jr. On Instagram, on X, and on Threads, you can type in at Back on Basics. And then on WhatsApp, you can type in at Back on Basics 9985. So, remember, I've talked to you, I think about a year ago. I talked to you about me feeling like because of what happened in my early childhood in El Salvador with the war, that I suffer from post traumatic stress disorder, which is PTSD. Post traumatic stress disorder is something that just sometimes out of nowhere you relive some of the memories. Some of the memories are vivid. Sometimes some people have said that whenever they're in their memory, because you're in that memory a lot of times, because it's very extreme. That's what's called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. That sometimes you can smell things, sometimes you can hear things, sometimes you can taste things. Depending on the trauma that you experience, it actually slows you down or it just freezes you. And I'm trying to be honest with you, and I'm telling you, this is sometimes what I deal with. I mean, as a little kid, I dealt with a lot of stuff. Remember the story that I told you, that as I was getting milk for my mom and my brother, I was walking to in the town in El Salvador, in the town, and so as soon as I walked in, the firefight between the rebels and the soldiers began. And the door was closed and it just started. And so, I remember vividly, but it wasn't the firefight itself that did that. And I'm going to show you something. But, but it was later on when a helicopter I believe was right above our home, and it was actually firing towards somewhere, some direction. And the thing is that my mom, my little brother, which was months at the time, and myself, we were under a table in the kitchen area. And so, I mean, uh, and it wasn't that the bullet hit our roof, but the bullet casings were hitting the roof constantly. And the thing is, that just it that sound of metal hitting the roof, or having a metal roof sometimes, and things are hitting it. It just reminds me, it just brings me back uh to that memory. And if I can show you, if I can tell you, I have goosebumps because, again, I have processed it. I have talked to people about it. I've talked to a professional about it. But regardless, right? PTSD is something that, it could be extreme. It could be something that just engulfs you and just holds you back. And so it's hard to tell you unless you're living in it. Some people that are in the armed forces, loud noises. I have a friend that sometimes when he hears a loud noise, like the garbage can falling over and making a loud noise, they get triggered, and then they are in a specific memory that they had. It comes out, and a lot of the times, they either hit the floor, they duck, they're always looking, they get into this mode. And so, for me, the things that I remember the most are those shells, are those those bullet shells that just kept on hitting the roof, and I could hear it, and oh my goodness, I could hear it now. I mean, it's in my mind, right? And why is that memory in my mind, and why is post traumatic stress disorder such an extreme mental health thing? It's because it just brings you back. I mean, I can right now, I can hear, I can hear it, and it's like giving me goosebumps in both of my arms. It's just making me think about it, because I remember being under the table and my mom holding my brother, and I was just listening to the bullet shells from the helicopter, from the machine gun from the helicopter, just click 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 click, click. I mean, it was just clinking away, and it was interesting because uh that memory is one of those that I have talked to a professional about, and I've gotten to the point that I can talk about it because it doesn't bring me back to the actual memory, but I still get goosebumps. I mean, people that have PTSD, it's a wide range where you have a mild one, where for me it's kind of like a mild one, right? Goosebumps over here. Sometimes I get goosebumps in the back of my hair. But some people at the extreme, I mean, they live it. They are in it, and it's unfortunate because a lot of our people that go through trauma, a lot of people. I mean, honestly, any traumatic situation can actually bring up PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, which I want to make sure that everybody knows how to deal with it. Anybody knows how to do that. So, I mean, being in a car accident or seeing something horrific, dealing with something, not able to, I mean, one of the people that I learned from, he felt bad because he was not able to provide. And that just gave him so much PTSD because he thought that he should be doing more than what he was doing. And so again, make sure, right, that if you have traumatic experiences, that you process them. And here's the first thing. Process them with somebody that's a professional. I actually did it in a group setting. I did it in a one-on-one setting. Uh, it really helped me out. I did a lot of searching within me about how I was being triggered with it, and so talking to a professional, somebody that knows how to listen, how to react, how to reflect, right? What you're saying in a different way, but he or she still saying that. It just creates this balance that we all want in those situations. And so, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, PTSD, it could be a spectrum. It could be a mild one or it could be a severe one. And so again, talking to a professional, being in a group setting helps a great deal. Some people like to do medication. For me, to be honest with you, medication is the last option. I believe, and that's the reason why I'm doing this channel. I believe that we should try different options. Again, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be medicated, because some people do need to be medicated. And, listen to your psychologist, your doctor, have different opinions, and then you make the decision whether do you want to have try medication or not. But that's another way of kind of like bringing down the post-traumatic stress that you get. Like I said, I was part of a support group, and that support group helped me a lot because you know why? It humanized my experiences. It made me connect with everybody around me because everybody had something different to deal with, and everybody had something different um, that they couldn't understand why it was happening to them. And so by talking to one another with with a counselor there running the group, it actually helped tremendously. And you know what? When my dad passed away, I think I did three and a half months of a grief group. And because I did a group on post-traumatic stress disorder years back, it actually helped me. It actually did not lead me to, to a stressful situation, to more worrying or stressing about the death of my dad. So that really helped me. And I'm telling you, uh, you know, seeking professional help is important. And sometimes we can't balance ourselves, or we can't have mind body emotional balance. We need to focus. We need to get somebody that can give you a different opinion professionally. There are a lot of people that are really good professionally again. So another one to do is just practice self-care. Remember, all of these suggestions, you can choose which ones you want to try and which ones you don't want to try. But at the same time, a combination of some of these together can actually, help make the situation a lot less severe. And so, just mindfulness and relaxation, being in the here and now. I call it the here and now, but it's called mindfulness. I mean, it's accepting where you're at this moment in time, looking to see what's going on at this moment in time, and still be motivated to move forward and get to your goals, or do the activities that you want to do, or the activities that you have to do. But again, right, at this moment in time, which is mindfulness. It's not living in the future, not living in the past. It's living in the here and now. And that's another way of doing it. Exercise works for me tremendously, ladies and gentlemen. But again, everybody's different. So you try what you want to try, but exercise helps me because I do something physical, so my mind is sharp, super sharp. And so, I mean, and actually, motivation is also another thing. Look at me. Look how excited I get. I mean, this is the topic. I'm trying to be open and honest because we all are human beings that are not perfect, but we can do things that are beyond, right? Beyond our thoughts, beyond our beliefs. And so you have to understand, right? Remember what I said yesterday, put the work in, or put into work, but at the same time, you have to expand beyond your some of the things that you're dealing with right now. And you have to understand that a little bit of work, putting into work every day, is just going to move you forward and forward and forward, mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, identify triggers. When I hear gunshots in the movies, or in the games or things like that, it doesn't trigger me, but it gets my hair up. It does. I mean, it is what it is. It just gets my hair up. Uh, so I know that those are one of my triggers, even if it's not live. Uh, it's sometimes it just gets me into that mode where if I let it get to me, then I would be reliving that traumatic event. And so I try not to. I do breathing exercises to help me along. I write as well. And so again, identify and manage your triggers, because that's how you're going to be able to move forward. Um, build a support system. And I've said it, even if you don't have post-traumatic stress disorder, build a support system. Because if you build a support system, then you'll be able to go to them whenever you need them. And so, again, make sure that you're focusing on how you can get to where you want to get by motivation, by support of your support system, by different ways of getting there. And so, again, your support system is key because they know you, because they'll be able to help you from their perspective. They'll be able to, they'll be able to tell you whether they see something working and something not working. So do that. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is gradual exposure, but not just exposing yourself to what triggers you, but at the same time processing. Again, you can do that with a professional. You can process it by writing. You can do it yourself. Again, processing. That's the reason. You know how many times I've told that story, but a lot of the times it actually gets, as I tell it more and more in these videos, it gets shorter and shorter. Why? Because I'm processing. I'm letting it out. I know that you will sit there and you will listen to my story and you will hear it. If you go back to the other videos, you'll see that it was longer and longer, and it had a lot more than just goosebumps, because it, again, right? I am helping myself by helping you, giving you my example, so that way you can see it and you'll be able to deal with post-traumatic stress disorder or even high anxiety places. It's kind of like that. It's PTSD it's some of the things that I experience, but at the same time, anxiety, high anxiety can also lead to that. So, I mean, one of the other things that I have done as well is actually, do a body scan whenever you feel like you're dealing with a past event that you can't just shrug off or you can't get out of your mind. Lay down or even stand up and do a body scan and see where you feel like the stress is, the knots on your shoulder, or the knots on your hands, or everything. I mean, your neck being tight. I mean, your legs not being the way that they are. And so, again, figure things out. Watch this video again, because it's not just PTSD, it's anxiety, it's nervousness. It could be a lot of things. But for me, post-traumatic stress disorder is real. And from time to time, it comes up. It doesn't come up, thank goodness, it doesn't come up as bad as before, but it does come up. So, again, right? Do the work, put in the work, be in the here and now, and make sure you're processing things that are bubbling up. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. Again, right? You can do it. It may take time, but you can do it. It may take professional help, but you can also do it. Till next time, Back on Basics.